In Titanfall, when the player slides, they first bend their knees as they fall to the ground using the tibiofemoral joint. This is a diathrosis and synovial hinge joint. It uses the femur, tibia, and fibula in a flexion movement. The ankle joint also contributes in a plantar flexion movement along the fibula, tibia, and talus. This is a diathrosis and synovial gliding joint. Finally, the spine or intervertebral discs are amphiarthrosis, cartilaginous joints that move in conjunction with the vertebrae in a flexion-extension movement. Ow!
Alright, kids!
In the Titanfall selfie scene, the pilot uses his thumb, which is a carpal-metacarpal joint. This is a diathrosis and synovial saddle joint. The articulating bones are the metacarpal and trapezium, which are used in a flexion movement. The pilots are also moving their spine using intervertebral discs, which are amphiarthrosis and cartilaginous synovial joints. These are connecting the vertebrae in a rotational movement.
Next, we look at Mario's hip joint, which is a diathrosis and synovial ball and socket joint that connects the pelvis and femur as the leg elevates. Mario's shoulder is a glenohumeral joint, which is a diathrosis, synovial, and ball and socket joint that connects the humerus, clavicle, and scapula as it moves by circumduction. Finally, Mario's elbow joint, which is a diathrosis, synovial hinge joint that connects the humerus, radius, and ulna and moves by flexion.
Lastly, in Titanfall, when the player switches weapons, the avatar moves their forearm at the elbow joint, a diathrosis and synovial hinge joint that connects the radius, ulna, and humerus in a rotation-supination movement. The player is also using his shoulder, which is a glenohumeral joint with a classification of ball and socket and synovial joint. This moves the humerus, clavicle, and scapula. The player brings his shoulder back and up in an extension movement.